Casamundos. Hi everybody, it's Mr. B, and today we're going to talk about, it's going to be our last week of doing this, week before Christmas. We're going to talk about adding and subtracting fractions and getting that common denominator. That's the big deal. Last week we saw it a certain way. Today we're going to take it a little farther, and we're going to work at this slow. In your packet, you should have a paper that looks like this. All right, we're gonna actually do some of these together. All right, we're gonna start with this one right here, number 1, 7/4 over minus 8/5. Now, ah, 7/4 minus 8/5. Da 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 da. Okay. Now what we have to do, because when we add and subtract fractions, we have got to get a common denominator. So if we have 7/4 minus 8/5, is that what it was? 7/4 minus 8/5. Okay. 8/5, right? We've got to get common denominators here. Now, you may look at these and say that these are not reduced. They are not reduced. These are improper fractions. The larger number's on top. We've got more than one thing in these fractions, right? That's okay. We're going to get just the subtraction part today on a few, and then we're going to reduce them later. So you're going to need these answers to continue. So hold on to this piece of paper. We'll probably do that after Christmas. All right. So what we got to do is we got to get a common denominator. Remember, the numerator is on top. The denominator is on the bottom. These two numbers have to be the same. And we're going to use multiples to get there. All right? So let's start with our smaller number. And let's go up a few, right? Let's see what we have here. We've got 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 6 is 24. Whoopsie, 24. All right, now, we're going to take our larger fraction and we're going to go and do some multiples of that and see if we get any of these numbers as multiples of this denominator of 5. So we got 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. No, there's no 10 over here. 5 times 3 is 15. There's no 15. 5 times 4 is 20. So here we've got multiples that match. Right? 20. So we're going to make a new problem. And our denominators are going to be 20. Now stay with me here. Minus something 20. Right? Now, whatever we did to the denominator, we must do to the numerator. Alright? So we're going to take them one fraction at a time. What did I multiply 4 by to get 20? I multiplied it by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4 times 5 is 20. Now I've got to multiply the top number, or the numerator, by that same amount. So I multiplied the denominator by 4. Now I must also multiply the numerator by 5. Sorry, by 5. I'm sorry. So I multiplied 4 times 5 to get 20. So now I have to multiply 7 times 5. 7 times 5 is 35. So that fraction becomes 35 20s. Okay? So we're done with this one. Now, we've got to move to this problem. We've got to ask ourselves, what did I multiply 5 by to get 20? I multiplied it by 1, 2, 3, 4. So I multiplied 5 by 4 to get 20. Now, whatever I do to the denominator, I must also do to the numerator I'm going to multiply 8 times 4 and get what? 32. Okay? Now that my denominators are the same, I can do the subtraction, because when we add and subtract fractions, the denominators stay the same. All right? So this is going to still be 20. Now I just subtract my numerators. 35 minus 32 is 3. 3/20. All right? And that is actually reduced. So you don't need to worry about reducing this one. 3 is a prime number. And 20 is not divisible by 3. So that is the answer right there. All right? We'll do another one. I know these are tricky, guys. I know they're tricky. I know they are. I know there's a lot of steps. Don't be overwhelmed by the amount of steps there are. Yeah, that's easier said than done, isn't it? All right, let's take a look at the second one on your page. 3/2 minus 9/7. So we've got 3 over 2 minus 9 over 7. All right? They're improper fractions. They're larger than 1. We know that because the numerator, the top number, is larger than the denominator, the bottom number. But what we have to do is we've got to get these numerators to be the same. All right? So, I'm going to write out some multiples. Let's start with our larger number this time. 7 times 1 is 7. 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 3 is 21. Let's go ahead and stop there. Okay? Now, because we got a lot of 2's to go before we get to any of these numbers. Okay, now we'll do multiples of 2. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. There's no 4's. 2 times 3 is 6. No 6's. 2 times 2 is 8. No 8's. 2 times 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 5 is 10. There's no 10's. 2 times 6 is 12. There's no 12's. 2 times 7 is 14. And there is a 14, right? That's going to be our least common denominator. And we want to try to find the least common denominator because that'll save us from having to simplify later. At least simplify as much. We may still have to, but if you go to a larger denominator, you can still find a common one and it still will work out, but it's going to take a lot more work later. All right? So now we know that our common denominators we're going to work with is 14. Okay? So we need to rewrite this problem. We know our denominators are going to be 14. But now we have to find the numerators. Remember, whatever we did to the denominator, we must also do to the numerator. So what did we multiply 2 by to get 14? We multiplied 2 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 times 7 is 14. So what's 3 times 7? 3 times 7 is 21. All right? Now, we're going to move over here. What did we multiply 7 by to get 14? Well, we multiplied it by 1, 2. So 2 times 7 is 14. 7 times 2 is 14. So whatever we did to the denominator, we must also do to the numerator. 7 times 2 is 14. 9 times 2 is 18. Now, when we subtract or add fractions, the denominators stay the same. So my answer is going to be 14 here. And what is my numerator going to be? I take 21 and subtract 18. You start at the top of the ones, right? 1 minus 8, I cannot do that. I have to borrow, make that a 1, that 11. 8, 9, 10, 11. Now I've got 11 minus 8. That's 3. Oopsie. What happened? And 1 minus 1 is 0. My answer to number 2 is 3/14. It is also in simplest form. 3 is a prime number, and 14 is not divisible by 3. I wish you were here because I'm not sure exactly what you're getting and what you're not. But do your best. If you need help, email me, okay? Text me. Some of you have my phone number. Text me. Email me. I'll be happy to help you, all right? Have a wonderful day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.